Okay, I haven't talked about a bigger cap stock, but I think DJT deserves the respect since Trump is the new president. This is his stock. Do we see this going up massive? Do we see this being a massive uptrend? Well, the chart is telling me an amazing story. The chart is telling me, hey, this is the opportunity to get in. I don't like to buy into a stock that has been pumping, like on this massive green candle. It pumped 21% in one day. That's not when I like to buy into it. I like to see, okay, if I see this big bullish candle, this lets me know, all right, the EMAs have, are getting very bullish. When I see this EMA 50, it actually was at the very bottom even before this big pump. And you can see where do you look to get into your entries? Well, you look to get in as close as possible to the EMA 50. What has happened with DJT? At its most bullish momentum, we had price switch away from this EMA 50 right here. You see how we crossed this EMA 50, this light blue? None of these trades were None of these areas were a buy on DJT unless you see this blue band, this light blue band hold above multiple times. And you can see when it does be active at the bottom, a lot of the times DJT makes nice little pumps here. This was a 22%. All right, I always look for 10% moves. When price goes below to this lower band on the counter channel, it is a trend reversal play. I took this in the Discord. I took this way back and I said, hey guys, this is a nice area to buy DJT for a trend reversal to the EMA 20. And this is literally an amazing return of 58% in literally a couple days. You only playing against the trend if you're hitting this lower Keltner channel and you have time distance away from the EMA 5. So I talk a lot about that in my other videos or in my Discord. You see my education. But when I see DJT switch up here and hit this Keltner channel, I do look to get into these buy points here, right? If I see price coming back down and we get near this 10, we can get a nice little pump size right here. As you can see, we get pretty close here. We made a nice little move up. And then we get close to the EMA 50 is usually my best areas of interest, and we made another nice move. So according to this analysis, DJT has been in an uptrend since the beginning of October, 10/10/2024. It's been in very nice uptrend, and I'm really liking it. I think this thing could keep going up in time, and especially with Trump being president. This looks like it might be the next lower low. As we hit this area here, we went up, we kind of consolidated, made a big move, and we're just staircasing up, right? So I definitely think, congrats if you're looking at my system, congrats if you know my system. This EMA 50 is your buy point, okay? And you're already up quite a bit. You're ahead of the game. You're up 2.5%. Not too shabby. Can this go even higher? Absolutely. I think if this is the area it's going to pump, this is the area that it will do. I do not want to buy DJT when it's way above my EMAs. I tell people a lot of, for the bigger cap stocks, these are the kind of stuff I look. I don't necessarily get a lot of these upper band touches, and that's totally fine because bigger cap stocks don't usually do it. But DJT has been known to do that kind of thing. It has been known to touch it, come back down, and then go up higher, right? So I think DJT has the opportunity where if it wants to hit this upper counter channel, it can go to $50. There's nothing stopping it. It has everything it needs to do where if it wants to do that, it can. It is at $35 right now. And let me show you another thing that I like about DJT. You see how this weekly candle, the weekly candles, we're starting to see an uptrend on a weekly chart. The EMA 50 is at the very bottom. This could last for months. This is huge, guys. This is huge, I repeat. You could get a weekly chart, when we've seen that crossover right in here, this weekly chart has been uptrending for quite some time. So if I'm seeing this chart here, right here we're correlated with the EMA 10. We get this. The EMA 10 is correlated with this EMA 50 right here. I would be prepared to say, hey, if DJT comes down to any of these areas, I would look to buy into these. You have the 32 and you have the 30. It could drop, potentially, let's say worst case scenario, it could drop 10%. Not really a big deal, right? You would have your add-ons on that 20 and your 50 on the weekly. This is a very nice area where you could say, hey, the weekly chart is extremely bullish. You have your low right here. And then it looks like somewhere in this area, it could, come down a little more. But somewhere in this area, you can assume that, hey, we're going to have a lower low or we're going to have a dip somewhere in here, and we can expect to go up. So it could go something like this, where it could just go straight up, or it could go back to, a little down towards this lower trend channel, and then it could make that next a leg higher, like right in here, right? You had this big massive pump. I would expect to go higher than this area here. I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen. I am going to say, hey, if you're up 10%, take it. Take the risk off. Understand that, anything can happen in the market. One day it could be very fine. The next day it could be terrible. We don't know what's going to happen. But I do know if you took the right entries and you had a nice gain, don't let that gain go away. But I am very bullish on this. I don't think this is something to be bearish on. You can easily see right here. We are in a massive weekly uptrend. You can see right here we broke out of this long weekly downtrend, right up in here. And once we had this, we had the top here, we had top here, top here, top here, and look at this. We started to get a bullish candle going through that. We retest this trend line right here where that initial top was, and then we come back up. All right, so this looks absolutely gorgeous. Where would I look to take my entry? Well, it's going to be on the daily EMA 50. This is where you would look to take your entry. I always say, guys, the EMA 50 is my highest value alert, and if it's a strong trend, we can look at the weekly chart. There is 2 more loading zones, and I'm not saying it's going to go there. It doesn't have to. It can literally just jump way past up here. That's why we want to take an entry on that EMA 10 or daily EMA 50. All right, so EMA 20 and EMA 50 are those 2 loading points that I would take DJT at. All right, guys, this is a very crucial area. I think if you guys follow these rules, it'll be good. If you're looking for a stop loss, well, you can do a stop loss, quite some under. You can kind of see like, well, if we do go under, so it could do these. I would like to see a weekly candle kind of have a body under. You can have something like this where the weekly wicks go up, go down, go up, go down, but the bodies are staying above the EMAs. What I like about this is that we're forming a nice solid weekly uptrend and it's just starting. All right. And I think, this could last for a couple months. All right. So let's see what happens. Let's see what goes on. I approve of this stock. I think this is really good. I really wanted this dip. All right. We went from $43 and we went all the way down to $34. We needed that dip to get in. And you should be excited because that's where the new bulls are looking. That's where I'm looking. So I'm going to get in. I'm going to see what's going to happen. I don't know how long I'm going to hold this. 10% is my target. Weekly, look at the weekly chart. Weekly EMA 20 and 50 are my next add-ons. If you guys want to join the premium Discord, you want to have a system that works, you want to be a part of a community that has each other's backs, and keep each other accountable, click the link down below in the YouTube comments below, and in the description, it'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts. When you click on that link, it will take you to this free chat landing page. This does not mean you're a member yet. All you have to do is hit day trade alerts under the subscriptions tab, and you will get access to my swing trades and day trades. Forget this price, guys. $11.99 for $12 a month. You get access to all my strategies of 6 years of 6 years of trading experience of what works, what doesn't work. And I compiled the 2 best strategies that can make you a full-time trader, as they made me a full-time trader. And I lost a lot of money doing other strategies. I've been in other Discords that charge hundreds of dollars. I don't need to charge that. I think a lot of people just don't have the accounts to, pay massive fees and then take an opportunity or risk to say, hey, I want to, see how this strategy works. But this strategy does work. It's really nice. You can see how the algos look to go. Why are we bouncing on the EMA 50? There's no surprise that we bounce to here, bounce here. We bounced all in here, and you could have made massive gains. And this happens for all the stocks in the market. Any price action does that. Stronger companies will respect this price action more and just have a risk, your stop loss and your take profit. And that's how you stay consistent in the market. So if you do subscribe, do it on your computer to avoid the iOS fee. You'll be $12 a month, flat rate, never go up on you. And I promise you, one of these alerts will probably make you years worth of a membership. And if you want to join, do like I said, do it on your computer to subscribe, because you will avoid the iOS fee. If you have an Android, you will have to do it on your computer, and because they're having issues with Android, or just use your phone's browser and not the app like Google or Safari, and it'll act like a computer. But I hope you guys like this analysis. This is DJT. I know a lot of people, there's so many stocks to look, so I try to upload videos of stocks that I'm looking at that have the highest potential of, 1, what's the daily looking at, and then 2, what's the weekly. I love the weekly chart for higher cap, bigger cap stocks of over $10. I'm loving this. We'll see what it does. Hopefully in like a week or a month later, we see this making new highs. That'll be awesome, right? All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out and happy trading.